Down Gaming here, picking up where we left off. So let's go ahead and get into this glide thing. That is really cool. I'm not even gonna lie, that is pretty cool indeed. So it takes up a little bit of stamina to use it, but I'm sure once we actually get enough stamina increases, this will become a really viable method of travel. So the important thing to think about is you lose one circle ahead of time anyway. And of course, if you continue trying to jump for too long, it won't work. You also need flow to be able to get out of something, right? So you have to make sure that you don't get stuck in the water as well. So it looks like you can jump like this, but even still, stamina is going to run down the entire time. So just make sure that you're controlling your camera. Once you've activated it though, it looks like it works on its own, or at least it's similar to toggle.
If you
As long as I'm
there may still be a way to find them.
How so?
Our friend Breakball worked closely with Tantacinta once upon a time. He may hold the key to unlocking your past. There's still time to make it back to Sepal with the Ballo resin.
Yeah. Okay.
We must hurry if you want to save the old man and the others who've been ravaged by the break.
All right. Let's get the hell out of here and head back to Sepal.
But yeah, so there's just a few things to remember in terms of how the fighting works, or should I say how that spell works and using it to move from point to point. But now that I know that, that's going to definitely help us in terms of changing the way the game works. I do kind of want to try out some of her other abilities, but we may not worry about that. Let's do this part though, because we still needed one more picture, so that will work out great. Let me see if there's a way up this thing. I think we just have to climb it the old-fashioned way, maybe. I'm trying to see though where on earth would be a foothold. Okay. I think this will count as a foothold. So we're gonna jump back, then jump back onto it like that, and there we go. Definitely a little bit of a fun puzzle that they gave us, figuring out how to get there. I guess all of her soldiers pretty much either died or kind of gave up on things. I don't know. So let's give this a shot.
Bullseye!
Okay. So supposedly this can protect against projectiles somehow. I don't know exactly how that's supposed to work.
Alright!
Definitely gonna have to power up her magic though, because right now it feels weak as all get out. Okay. Doesn't feel like there's much of a time on that one either. Now that's interesting. Oh, I probably did not hold that long enough, because it's got to be more impressive than that, so I didn't do that right. Okay, let's try the Ovalette one.
Oh, damn!
Okay. Again, though, it takes so long to set up with her stuff with this one. So I'm not really a fan yet of this magic type, but I'm gonna have to get used to using it more probably. So it looks like all of the attacks, even the broom for example, as we saw there, actually can attack you. So that's kind of cool, but we're gonna have to figure out how to use them really.
get a good angle.
Alright, so this should take care of what the kids needed. That is quite the picture, I'll give her that.
Can't wait to show this to the kids.
Okay. So here's what I kind of want to do now. I think we can use this opportunity to float our way. Let's see. Let's go back into the Avalette area where things actually make sense. And the enemies aren't 50,000 levels of strong, so that we can actually finish up some of these other spellcraft challenges. And we can also test out some of these different abilities properly. Okay. Because I still have to get used to a lot of this at this point. Let's go ahead and get some of my health back. There we go.
Okay.
That feels good.
Yeah.
Okay, it looks like Broom is still loading up. Oh, so this is like Crucible pretty much.
Yeah.
Again, it's okay, but definitely gonna need to level it up. Because that's like the range isn't that far either.
Seems we're free of any immediate danger.
Here's hoping it stays that way.
So I think this will be a good time for me to go ahead and get used to her abilities. Let's go into this refuge, because that was the other reason I kind of flew toward one. And let's start doing some challenges
Could
here.
probably chill here for a while.
Wonderful. I, for one, can't wait to take a load off.
So now, of
Take a
course,
load
as
off
you can see,
what?
we have access to blue magic. So I'm going to go ahead and do a few things. A, let's turn our blue magic into something worthwhile. We will not be able to get blue magic up to 50. We'll only be able to get to about 51. Well, not 51, but 40. Because after a certain point, you need the tall aster. But we'll get it up to 40. That's gonna already help us quite a bit. Alright. So this should at least now turn our blue magic into something worthwhile. At least it won't be utter trash. Oh, and let's go ahead and do the spellcraft challenges, or start working on them.
Anything intriguing?
So I'll leave Aegis on because we're gonna go get Aegis done. We're definitely gonna get that done. Easiest way to do it, I'm trying to think, is to probably fight some vultures. Okay. This is not going to be easy. That much I can say already. We'll have to go fight a zombie horde or something for that to happen. Let's find something that actually makes a bit more sense. Okay.
This looks like it'll be worth my while.
So let's go ahead and do these. There's no zombies over here now, so there's no point in really even doing that at the moment. So for Bolt, we need to build up power and damage enemies while performing magic parkour. We can definitely do that. That's going to be pretty simple to do. So I would say we just go ahead and just kind of move around and just do stuff, right?
Look out!
Whoa!
So again, we're just sitting here, just tossing water at folks. Just tossing water at folks.
There it is!
If I can get the bird to actually be the target, that'd be great. So the problem is it's way too slow to actually make it like a really good attack in my opinion. It's kind of laughable. So water is definitely better on like bigger enemies for sure. It's literally like I'm tossing a snow globe, like a snowball at someone.
You certainly worked up a sweat.
Alright, so let's improve this one, and hopefully this will boost the damage massively, because otherwise this one's kind of a joke spell. Alright.
That'll come in handy.
Kind of. Alright, so let's set up. Okay, so that looks like that was cataract level 3. So, from what I am seeing, this magic is made for dealing with larger enemies, in my opinion. It's not really designed to deal with, like, crowd control, I think. Wait, where'd y'all come from? Alright. Yep. All right. Okay.
Is it close?
So yeah. Again, very, very, very interesting fighting dynamics. I gotta play around with water a lot more for me to feel like water's actually a usable ability. Because unlike the homing potential that the other seriously. But anyway, unlike the homing potential that the arrows had, that you get constantly hit by those archers, by those archers, we don't have that ability. Ours don't home. So it's like one of the biggest things that actually made it super useful, in my opinion. It looks like, at least as far as I can tell at the moment, we don't have. So yeah, um, I gotta think about this one. I really have to figure out exactly how to properly utilize their attack techniques. Because
This
as
looks
of
like
right
it'll be
now, I
worth my
kind of feel
while.
like I'm getting played with a bit in terms of how these attacks work. Just keeping it 100. Um, I'm trying to think about what's the best way to train this. Yeah, that mutant's still there. I already knew about that one. There should be some Goliaths somewhere around here. They may not be in this area. Actually, no, I think they are. I think the Goliath area is down this way. Though, to be fair, I actually can't afford to take the damage that those guys will
Always
dish
miss the
out.
notion when there's no one around, don't you?
Not at this level.
Believe me,
I'd have to
you're plenty of
lower the
commotion all by
damage
yourself.
that I take. And let me see what we're trying to do right now. Let's actually do the other one, Clyde, because that's something that at this rate is going to be easier to probably do the other quick stuff. There's no way that you'll manage to skim far enough, fast enough, I think. Oh, wait a minute. Nope, never mind. I was like, I'm pretty sure we're gonna run out of stamina at some point. Okay, yeah. Alright. Let the stamina refill. And we do this again. Okay, we should only need one more run. Yep,
And that
there
is
we
how
go.
it's done.
Alright, we gotta wait until it tells us we can access it. There we go. So now there's no more stamina costs, which is awesome.
Onward and upward.
Only thing is, while you're using this ability, you cannot replenish stamina. So just keep that in mind. You have to stop using this ability before you get stamina back.
Look out!
Alright. This is honestly a set of enemies you could fight under any circumstance. So...
Yep. Yeah. Huh. Yeah. Yeah.
So definitely the power of this ability is being able to quick charge those kind of attacks, I think. Because it basically gives you a way to get out of trouble easily when fighting someone. see, you can create distance and hammer down other attacks as well in the process of fighting.
Bullseye.
Okay.
Okay.
I will admit,
Alright.
when used appropriately, it can do some damage.
Okay.
Ooh, nope.
Yep. Huh.
Oh, okay. So in a sense, that can stop attacks from coming through in that area. Oh, so it literally prevents him from seeing me.
close?
Oh, now I get how that's supposed to be used. So the idea here is go invisible. Then immediately after going invisible, activate Inundate and hit them with a critical hit, because any attack that's launched from invisibility is automatically a critical hit. That's the strategy. So now I get what they're trying to do there. Yeah, I could roll with that. As they say, I could see it.
Something's there. What should we do?
Alright, so how'd that attack?
Pretend we didn't notice.
Okay, so it did actually work as an attack pretty well.
Right on the money. Alright.
But you have to get it to work exactly at the enemy. So without lock on, Chain Bolt is useless.
There it is.
Yeah, you gotta have lock on. Because Chain Bolt, if you don't have the lock on, then Chain Bolt's 9 times out of 10 gonna miss by a hair's breadth. And if it does that, then of course it's useless to you. Okay. So this one's for downed enemies. There's an easy way and a not so easy way for me to do this, I think. Okay, that's too much damage. That will not work. Alright. Come on. Okay. This is not going to get it. No, Cluster Bolt won't give me the reaction I'm looking for. So I'm sure that y'all have probably figured out what I'm trying to do, which is to get some of the enemies to be knocked down. Unfortunately, that is not what's happening here. So I guess I'm not going to worry about
There's
that.
no one around. Did you do something to annoy them all?
What didn't I do?
So, since there's no real reason or way for me to win that properly, we'll just go ahead and kind of continue on with the next thing.
Could probably chill here for a while.
Wonderful. I, for one, can't wait to take a load off.
Take a
So,
load of what?
let's pick up some more spellcraft challenges. And I want us to go ahead and go find Aegis, and we're going to get rid of Maelstrom for now. because I'm tired of not having Aegis done. So I know where we can go to get it done though. So we're gonna get that done. And then let's accept this one because we can get that poison thing done pretty soon, probably. Okay. This one is where we can go to the Croc Manor for that. And I guess I just have to keep using Broom.
Practice makes perfect.
So here's the way to do this. Go to the map, and then we fast travel to a different location. Specifically, man, it's weird to see this map with so much stuff here now, but go here. So over here where the central refuge is, there should be an area with rocks overlooking. And at that area, we should be able to find vultures. I think it's up here. Yeah, so you see those circles? Those should be vultures, I think. No, those are break zombies. It's somewhere around here. We'll figure it out. Let me see if there's anything that I can get from them. Okay, we can do Nidre here.
Gotcha. Incoming. Yep.
All right. Let me go ahead. So the problem with this one is range. So yeah, I'm starting to get the idea behind her water techniques. It's just, it takes a lot. As well as I'm gonna have to spend some time getting used to how this works, because it's a different thought process. Okay, so this is the enemy that we have to take down to get Aegis leveled up properly. I am gonna go ahead and finish off one of them from the beginning.
This looks like a big one.
Alright. And then to be honest, oh man, I forgot about that. There we go. So,
Okay.
it's that simple really. And so we're gonna let him do that swoop thing if he's gonna do it. Because he may be developing enough height, yep, to be able to do the swoop. We're gonna dodge it. And then we're basically gonna wait. Oh, well, I don't think that'll really help.
Yep.
Yeah, all that does is change our stamina regen, not our, actually, it looks like it does improve supportability regen. Because Aegis is regenerating a lot faster than normal. I don't know where you're aiming, buddy. I'm right here. Yeah. Get up. Come on, you can do it. You messed up though. I was right here. And yes, I know this is gonna set me up for a bad score. But, you know, that's necessary, right? Alright. Okay, beacon should be back soon. There we go. So let's see. Oh yeah, beacon's definitely doing that. So if we check what beacon does, I'm pretty sure that it'll say that in its magic tree, because it's definitely improving the speed at which our support magic comes back. It says stamina recharge, but no, it's also improving everything else. It is. But we gotta wait. Alright. Nope. Ah, crap. Get back up there. Dang it, we missed our time on that one.
Come on.
There we go. Yeah, no point yet. Nope. No. Alright, I have Aegis back. Again, I don't know where you're launching that. This proves that some enemy AI is kind of rough. Like, he does his swoops right, but in terms of the spit, those have kind of a plus or minus chance. Like, see, I just don't think he expected to be attacked that much. So we're gonna go ahead and just kill him off. Put him out of his misery. There's some more birds back this way, specifically vultures.
Be on your guard.
Yeah, stay
Oh,
frosty. Got
I
it.
didn't even know that there was a chest up this way that we hadn't investigated.
Look out!
Nope.
Yeah.
What the heck are you doing?
Yup. That'll do it.
Ooh.
Is it
Alright.
close?
Not really, no.
Aren't those Territornis? Yep. So that's what we need over there. I just dropped into some foolishness. That's my bad. Let's just go ahead and poison and get rid of these guys as quickly as possible. Let's take everything there. And then we need to get up there, those Territornis. Those are different, so that's not what we need. Again, we need the Territornis, which are up here.
I don't like the look of this.
Nope.
There it is.
Nope. That's 2. Three.
Okay.
Nope. Nope.
Bullseye.
Okay. Nope. Now it's just you.
Yep.
You can't aim.
Not good. All done.
There we go.
All right. Woo. Looks like the coast is clear.
Okay.
Let's not get careless.
So we're done with that. So now what matters here, this is a huge deal with Aegis, because that now gives us increased attack mode, which matters a lot. Trust me when I say that, it's going to change the game in terms of our effectiveness in combat. Just go ahead and I'll just look at that. All right. And so, of course, this is an example of what it means for different stats in terms of defense improvements, right? Like this one, for example, gives us a whole 158 on defense and a huge health boost as well. And that's after. That is after me having improved the health manually, because you remember I raised her health before. So some of these cloaks will give extremely high boosts to stats, and so that's something you have to
Surprisingly
remember.
quick on the uptake, you know.
So let's go ahead and we can actually try out Aegis really quickly so that y'all have an idea of how it works. So all I have to do is this, and then immediately after that, just go ahead and do whatever you were intending to do in the first place.
Hey.
And as you can see, there is an attack boost that is very apparent here. I'm gonna just use Tendril. Ooh, okay, see again, that's that. Is that not that beautiful failing of Tendril, where it has to have that wait time in there? Well, that's the thing that I hate about Tendril. It will find ways to mess you up when it comes to you trying to figure out a way to show off, right?
Frey, are you still with me, Frey?
Because it has that stupid wait time. It's like, all right, I trigger Tendril. I should be able to get Tendril off in time. Oh, wait a minute. No, it won't do it in time.
Okay. Right on the money.
something?
Alright. Those birds, of course, circle this area all the time. Okay.
Is it close?
Not really, no.
So let's go ahead and look back at our magic again. I think the next step was to try and get a certain amount of enemies hit with an attack. I'm gonna see if we can pull that off by kind of running right in here. If I can, I should be able to get it to happen. Ow!
Then stop talking and
See,
heal yourself.
again, this is the issue. Alright.
Whoa! All right. All right. Yep.
Yep, die. Oh, that was annoying.
When there's no one around, don't you?
So let's try to do it
Believe
again.
me, you're plenty of commotion all by yourself.
Because of the fact that I need time to actually set it up, I just don't really think that it's gonna work that well except on enemies where I have that time, right?
I don't like the look of this.
Nope. Definitely not fast enough to use on this one.
Yeah.
There we go. I'm gonna start getting it figured out. There's 3
Be
of
ready
them
to
here.
protect yourself.
I will, with you.
Like, I kind of wish it had an ability where you could draw enemies in the first place, and then after that you could do something else. Because then it would work really well. But I'm gonna be honest, I know a way to fix this where we can just skip all of this foolishness. Because there are certain areas that are better for this kind of stuff. We can just go over to the Proc Emporium and then just use it from up there. And that'll solve this whole problem. You can tell how much I've run this section because we're literally doing this without hitting any enemies because of how long I've sat there and done this part. So I just know which areas to go from the demo. Alright, so let's go ahead. We'll get over here. Because again, I'm tired of this. So we're just going to get up here if she'll cooperate with me. There we go. And let's just make this easy.
Damn!
You certainly worked up a sweat.
There we go. Done. That said, I have no idea past this level what these enemies are weak to. Okay, so Prov's magic does actually semi-work on them. That's good to know. Oh, and it froze those enemies for a very, 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 very short period of time. Now I'll admit, this is broken, but this also is dependent on the idea on you being in a pedestal area where you can actually control it like that. Also, something that I'm noticing, and I'm trying to figure out, so that's the watery vortex, and then that one sends pillars of water out. So this must be the one that actually causes it to turn solid into ice. Okay. I mean, it's okay. Okay, nice. So this improves the attack, like the effect duration. And we can go ahead and get a few more of them probably. We can go ahead and get a few more of them done after this. For now, I'm just going to continue experimenting with her abilities. It looks like the frost will build up a little bit over time, but I don't think it's that, like, it's not some big deal. It literally is just like a split second that the frost builds up. Okay. And the freeze doesn't last that long either, too. That's something else you gotta keep in touch. But now that's interesting, though. So Chain Bolt is strong enough to freeze enemies. It does not look like the others are strong enough to do that, though. Unless, I guess, maybe you got like some type of full-on 5-hit string. See, these aren't strong enough to freeze, but this is. If you get all 3 of the Chain Bolt, it looks like it will freeze the enemy in question. Yeah, that's pretty cool. So for enemies that are vulnerable to it, Chain Bolt is extremely powerful because it can continuously freeze your enemy in a position and allow you to continue to hit him over and over again. But it does look like it has to have repeated hits for it to count. Also, Chain Bolt doesn't seem to have a very big damage, well, not damage, but distance limitation. Because it's pretty much just a straight bolt, right? But there are damage, well, not damage, but distance limitations on the other abilities.
Get out of the way.
To me, it feels like the true power of something like Cluster Bolt is being able to put it down very quickly as you deliver damage. And this opens up, at least for any normal enemy, it pushes them back when using the other attacks.
Okay.
Alright. And then there's Broom. Because the real power there for Broom is that it makes enemies lose track of you.
Yep.
Nope.
Okay. All right.
Nope. But see, that's the thing. That ability is only good if you can get the enemies clustered into that location. If you can't manage to have time to get the cluster going, it's not good enough. Nope.
Hey.
Nope. Nope.
Seems we're free of any
Right.
immediate danger.
Here's hoping it stays that way. Is it close?
Not really, no.
Okay. Alright. Okay.
Ah! Yep. Huh, okay. Okay.
Look out!
Okay. There. Ah! All right. Oh,
Nope.
ugh. Right on the money. Yeah.
Man, he's literally running from the poison attack. That's hilarious.
Yep.
Let's use chain bolt. There we go. So again, pretty cool test of the abilities. I'm gonna be honest, I'm still not impressed with the water tree. But hey, we'll see. I'll keep running it. For now, we're gonna go back and fast travel to this Windy Hills refuge since it's not too far from the Croc Emporium. I'll also pick up some of the random stuff in here. Okay, just that thing. And then let's get our spellcraft challenges that we're gonna do for the next
What
one.
are we in the mood for today?
And we'll probably end it here after that. So let's see. I'm not gonna worry about down enemies right now. Let's do Cataract level 2 and also Cataract level 3 because we can. And we could also do up, and away as well. Or up and away.
All right,
And
let's get
we'll
on
go
with
ahead
it.
and get these. And yep, we'll go ahead and save it here. And I'll catch y'all in the next one. Peace.